This episode is brought to you by Final View.
He not lying.
You know, if Tevo made it, then it gotta be the dope.
What's good, everybody? It's your boy Bashman, and I don't even have time to play today. Scary Hours 2, Drake. Let's get right into it, man.
Busy by the drop, the game is in disarray.
Drake just dropped Scary Hours 2, and it's getting spooky. Very, very scary, like shit you see in the movies, right? When I'm hearing that Drake is about to drop music and it's called Scary Hours, I'm thinking, okay, last time he dropped a 2-pack, maybe we'll see another 2-pack. Imagine my surprise when it's a 3-pack. I'm like, cool. Even better. I'm also thinking there's gonna be at least one big hit, since God's Plan was the single that was released with Scary Hours in the first one. And to this day, that's Drake's biggest song, so why not follow it up kind of the same formula? He's definitely calculated and a formula guy. I'm also thinking that there's gonna be some type of bar-heavy song, just like Omerta. And then next I see that Rick Ross and Lil Baby are gonna be the features on there, so sounds like Drake is tapped into the cheat codes. He got Rick Ross, who we already know their track record. We already know it's in the consumer's minds, really. As soon as you hear Drake and Rick Ross, it's okay, it's a hit. Like, cancel out all the nonsense, it's an instant hit. We don't even need to know what it sounds like. And then Lil Baby, man, Lil Baby is notorious for killing features. He had a crazy album in My Turn, so he's, I would say he's still hot, but the momentum is definitely like cooled down a little bit, but he's Lil Baby. When he drops or when he's on a feature, we're gonna go listen. So let's get into what we actually got with Scary Hours 2. What's next is gonna be the lead song that started off the EP. So this one is gonna be a song that leaked. It was all over Twitter, and weirdly enough, it was all over TikTok. Now, anytime a Drake song leaks, I'm just assuming they did it themselves because Drake got it so down pat. You gotta keep in mind he's Jewish. You can't post any of his stuff anywhere because they gonna come get you. I've seen snippets, I've seen leaked songs that go on Twitter or on YouTube, and by the time you even get to it, it's been taken down for copyright issues and stuff like that. So when his leaks are just circulating, they're all over TikTok, come on, man, let's be real. If there's music out there that's unreleased from the boy, it's from the boy himself. It's not from nobody else. It's from OVO or from somebody in his camp. But with what's next, man, I've heard a lot of mixed opinions on it. I heard it was good. I heard it was bad. I heard it was cool. Well, let me preface this by saying that my Drake fandom is back in full effect. I've been listening to a lot of Drake, a lot of old Drake lately, really the whole span. And I'm kind of just back Really, I'm just back in the Drizzy wave, man. Sometimes you take greatness for granted, and that's exactly what I've been doing for a little bit. So it's been nice catching up. So my opinion, I liked it. I think it was definitely a good track. I liked, even when I heard the leak, and I usually don't even listen to the leaks, but this one was like kind of right in your face, so you had no choice. I liked it, man. It definitely has a celebratory sound. It sounds like Certified Lover Boy, at least the hits might have a sound to them, a specific sound, because it definitely sounds a little bit like Laugh Now, Cry Later in that aspect, which is also weird though, because it doesn't fall in line with the title Certified Lover Boy. So I can tell you this is going to be the God's plan of this release. I'm not saying it's going to do the same numbers or have the same success, because I don't think it will, and that's really for multiple reasons. One, God's Plan is Drake's biggest song, so it's going to be hard to replicate that. But also, the way the video was set up for God's Plan, it pushed it to like a place that I don't think Drake will get to again, which is not bad. I mean, that pinnacle is pretty high. I'm pretty sure it has like close to 2 billion, if not 2 billion views on YouTube, which is like ridiculous pop star type numbers. But also, Drake is really known for throwing a quotable or a caption type line for his songs that's very notable in his hits. But with what's next, I don't really get that. I don't have like a line that really sticks. If anything, the only thing that really sticks to me is the okay. You know what I mean? Which, like I said, really falls in line with the Laugh Now, Cry Later thing, because in that song, the thing that really sticks is the baby. I don't even know if I harmonized that right. Baby. I don't know, but hey, you know what I mean? The boy in his singing bag right now. And this is something that I really wouldn't overlook because honestly, the quotables is what makes like the club, you know, kind of come together, or what makes the party kind of jump together. Like she say, do you love me? I tell her only partly. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure people even finish that line as I'm saying it because it's that notable. And this is something that Drake really recognized early in his career, that those reoccurring lines, the quotables, the stuff that sticks, that's going to make all his records that have something like that really pop. So the notable bar that really stuck out for this song, and I actually saw somebody that I follow on Twitter tweet it, and I thought it was pretty funny. He was like, Drake is really 30 something and singing in his songs on Valentine's Day I had sex. Like, come on. And I thought that shit was hilarious because like really like Drake can get away with a lot of stuff, and I think people are letting him get away with that. I also thought it was kind of funny that he said on New Year's he stretched or something like that. Like, I don't even know what that means. Seems kind of lazy to me, but whatever. We're gonna get past that. On to Wants and Needs. So Drake has the Lil Baby feature. Like I already stated, it's a cheat code. When I'm first listening to the song, as soon as Drake starts rapping, I think he gets like 3, 4, 5 bars in, something like that. I kind of realized that he didn't catch the beat all that well. He's kind of like off beat, or maybe he's not even off beat. It just doesn't really sound that good in my opinion. I think there's one point where he kind of lets the beat breathe, and then that's when he catches it and kind of settles into his flow. But I'm not knocking him for trying the, you know, the kind of flow that might not fit on that beat, if that makes sense. Honestly, with his verse in totality, I think he was really just trying to get his Kanye bar off. And come on, Drake, like, was it really necessary? Let's visit the Kanye bar. Because at the beginning of the bar, it sounded like he wanted peace. Like, oh, I need to go link with Yeezy. I need some Jesus. Like, okay, that's cool. That part is cool. Then he said, what'd he say? He said, then I started confessing my sins and he wouldn't believe us. The petty king strikes again. Like, not only was that uncalled for, but we know they just went through this whole divorce situation, or they're currently going through it. Like, why you gotta kick my man when he's down? And to make matters worse, as soon as he finished that line, like he, you know what I mean? He rapped it in rhythm. And then as soon as he finished the line, he just goes in straight into the since I am at the end of my life. But like, the problem why that's killing me is because when you're in mid-chorus, you know, like, when it comes to rapping, sometimes stuff isn't digestible right then. Like, you need just a half second to kind of really settle in and think about what they're saying. Well, by the time you get that half second to think about it, he's already in the chorus that's expounding on since I need you in my life. And is, I don't know, man. That just kind of cracked me up though. Now, I do think the hook was pretty good. It is pretty catchy with the since amen. You know, those type aspects in it. I don't think it's one of Drake's best choruses, but honestly, it doesn't have to be. And he's not just going to keep outdoing himself. But I do think it was pretty effective. Then we get to Lil Baby's part, and he just did Lil Baby things. There's no reason to really go into detail about it. Honestly, the only thing that I was kind of wishing from him is maybe like a switch of flow. It seemed like he really just hopped on the beat and started running and didn't really stop till he got off the treadmill, which is perfectly cool with me just because he ripped it apart. You know, I don't really have complaints. And what I will say is I actually think that he had the quotable in the song. He said, I'm not a goat, but I fit the description. Me likey, me likey. Me likey that bar. But what I will say before I get into the last track of the EP is that when I was first listening to it, Drake had a line that made me pause and kind of go back and gave me the, you know, that stank face that, ugh. That's when he said that, he said something to the effect of like, I drop a classic and years later people come around and say it's a sleeper. You know, I feel you, Drake. You kind of got us conditioned. Like, there's so much greatness in the Drake catalog that you can't just appreciate every single track. But yeah, that line kind of resonated with me. And last but not least, man, we get into the Lemon Pepper freestyle. Out of all the tracks, this one would be the omerta of Scary Hours 2. And that's because it is bar heavy. This is where Drake comes in you know, kind of cleans up the whole EP. And, you know, true Drake fans that love when he just gets into the rapping bag definitely appreciate it. As soon as I hear the girl singing in the background, I try, yeah, as soon as I hear that, I'm like, okay, let me get to this Drake verse because I already know what he's gonna do with it. He's just tapping into the cheat codes. It's like Drake's playing GTA. Put Ross on the song, give me a girl singing in the background, little harmony. That's all I need. That's all I need to get these bars off. Honestly, Rick Ross's verse wasn't super memorable. For people that actually listen to the music and to the bars, typically he does spit some good stuff on there. Pause. But like once Rick Ross stopped rapping and I looked at my phone and saw there was like, I think there was like 4 minutes left, 3 minutes left. It had to be 4 because that's a lot of breathing room. I was like, uh-oh. Here come Drake with a lot of bars. And he delivered. What I really liked is he threw in a Pat Mahomes bar. Not only because I'm a Chiefs fan, but because I feel like people aren't really doing the Mahomes bars yet. Which I don't know why, because he's like the next greatest thing in football, or at least he's supposed to be. According to the Ryan report, light skins are back on top. So Drake mentioning Patty Mahomes, you know what I mean? It's just light skin excellence, and we love to see it. But yeah, basically the whole verse was full of Drake big bag talk and Drake dad bars. And how he is way ahead of his peers, like they aren't even in the same stratosphere, which all is basically true. And it's what I personally love to hear from Drake. I don't really want to get too much into the whole, like I could do a whole 5-minute, 10-minute video on me just breaking down the lyrics and going into that. But nobody asked for that. So maybe when somebody starts asking for that is when I'll start doing that. But until then, I'll just recap some of my favorite lines and some of the stuff that really stuck out to me. One of the things that stuck out is he did snitch on his homies. He said he's never committed a crime, but his brothers couldn't caption that line. That's flagrant. He said something that I think is super quotable. It's probably the quotable of his verse to me. He said fame. He said something like, nowadays fame is disconnected from excellence. That's fire. Me likey that one. And then he used that bar to set up a couple of other bars that I loved. He got on his, these are my peers, like these are my sons. He said, half of the time I gotta ask them what their profession is. Come on, Drake. You know what these guys are doing, bro. You know it. Stop. But I see what you're doing. You're being disrespectful. So he said, fame is disconnected from excellence. Half of the time I gotta ask them what their profession is. Usher the generation, and these are where my confessions live. And that's facts. Nah, that boy Drake, man. Sometimes we take him for granted, man. He's one of them ones. I don't want to hear that he don't rap with the elites. He raps with the elites, and he gives you bars. Stop playing. Oh yeah, he also towards the end of the verse got into the, you know, I used to talk about it and talk about wanting it, and now that I got it, I don't even want to talk about it. I mean, you're technically talking about it, but I thought it was fire the way he was doing that. I'm also not a huge fan of the way he ended that verse. He said something like his peers' careers are like fire drills or some shit like that. I would have been cool if he would have left it at that, but then he had to reiterate or break down the line and say, you know, it feels real, but it's never real. That's a no from me, dog. But yeah, man, in terms of Scary Hours 2, Drake really did his thing. I do like the way that he's branding these kind of EPs. It's like, now we know if he does something like this in the future, we kind of know what to expect. He laid out a blueprint. It's almost like when he does the time periods and the location type songs. You know, you're gonna hear Drake popping major shit, bar heavy, probably addressing a lot of the people that he raps with. But yeah, Drake set the bar up so high with his releases that it's almost like no one's going to be happy, you know, with the stuff that he does. I think we should really just appreciate the music that we're getting, and that, you know, Certified Lover Boy is within reach. He's been talking about it. Obviously, he's been talking about it for quite a while, but he is releasing the music, and obviously, you know that some of these singles that he's releasing are going to be on the album. But, you know, I've seen people mad that he only dropped a 3-pack. I just want to know what these other artists are giving us. Like, Drake drops a 3-pack. He dropped a single in the Laugh Now, Cry Later. Obviously, there's been tons of leaks, but do we not forget that he gave us the Dark Lane demo tapes? The project itself isn't like one of his elites. For a project that he labeled as a mixtape that's full of leaks, it still gave us some worthy songs to play in your car. It still gave us When to Say When. It still gave us Chicago Freestyle. It still gave us Losses. It still gave us Landed. It still gave us Riding from Florida with Love. Yeah, booted up, piped up, turned up. It still gave us, you know, I'm Outside and the AMG. It still gave us Now We Rolling. Now We Rolling. Deep Pockets are Yeah, however the song go, man, he still gave us all that. So, and if that isn't enough, he still gave us Care Package. I mean, I know it's a lot of older songs, but it's still like you don't have to go out of your way to listen to them anymore. And some of those songs got lost in the sauce. Like, for instance, I don't think people were really listening to The Motion anymore. I'm gonna just keep it real. I don't think people were really listening to there was another one. Why don't you ever come where I stay? So, I mean, that is a lot of music. Not even to mention the fact that he's been on a few features. That's really more than we could say for our other GOATs. Even Travis. Although, while Travis has been active, we still have not gotten a lot of music from him. So with that being said, I honestly think he's releasing music at the right clip. It's not too much, and he's still giving us some to, you know, kind of carry us through until we do get the album. I think with Certified Lover Boy, he's really just waiting till we open up a little more. Drake, Kendrick, I would say even Travis. These are artists. Did I leave somebody out? Nah, I didn't leave nobody out. Maybe Uzi, but anyways, these are really artists that we need to be outside. We need to be at the clubs. We need to be out doing something so the music can really grow and really create a moment for us. If you're just stuck in your house or going back and forth to work because there's you know, a major safety concern with the whole world, there's no real reason to release music, especially not when you're Drake, who relies on the numbers. The numbers are his thing. So he wants to, you know, maximize the numbers, make sure everything is in place before he releases the album. Or at least that's my perspective on it anyways. Honestly, I'm just appreciating the rollout because oftentimes when these artists, these huge artists, obviously Drake, you know, when Drake drops or when Drake even moves, we kind of just, you know what I mean? Perk our ears up, look around. Oh, Drake's dropping something? Like, do I need to, you know, run to the bathroom and put my headphones on real quick and go listen? But yeah, that's how I feel about this new Drake, Scary Hours 2. Definitely can't wait for the new album. Ooh. Almost forgot to rank the songs. I think as of today, this probably won't be the popular opinion. But I'm going Lemon Pepper Freestyle. The first song, What's Next? And the Lil Baby song. So, what's that? Wants and Needs. So, Lemon Pepper Freestyle, What's Next? Wants and Needs. In that order. That's how I'm ranking them. How did you rank them? Which song is your favorite? If you do like the content, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. And I will catch you on the next one.